Ksee 24 News begins with your forecast first from your local weather authority.
I'm Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox. Looking outside right now, our visibility is better than it was this morning. We got a little bit of cloudiness out there, and right now we see some parts of the valley where visibility is less than 2 miles. Right now it's 3 miles visibility in Fresno, where the temperature is currently 61. We're hoping for better clearing and warmer temperatures. Neither one of those things really happened. Live radar showing our skies to be clear. We do have plenty of clouds out there, and we're going to see a bit of fog and then some clearing in the afternoon for tomorrow. High temperatures will remain in the 60s as we get into the weekend. I'll have your complete forecast coming up. Ksee 24 News at 5 starts right now.
Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 5.
Pain at the pump. What's fueling the jump in gas prices? We do have a live report coming up.
Also, the Fresno State football team now playing the waiting game with the Mountain West Championship still in sight. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexander Balakian.
And I'm Stephanie Barugian. Gas prices hitting a record high as prices surge statewide at the pump. And local businesses that make deliveries are feeling the pinch. Our Karen Alvarez joining us live. She talked to a pizza parlor owner about how the price spike has impacted his business. Karen.
Yeah, Stephanie, I'm here at the Shell station located in East Central Fresno, and I want you to take a look at that price board. The price is definitely surpassing that $4.70. Now, many business owners that I talked to are definitely feeling that pinch.
I never thought I'd see the day I could put 20 bucks in my motorcycle tank.
This local Fresnan enjoys riding his motorcycle, but the recent pump prices are giving many like him a headache.
We've been up around 4 bucks a gallon for a long time, most of the time. It's only, the last year we got a little relief. It was nice.
According to AAA, the average gas price in California is $4.68 a gallon. In Fresno, gas price is slightly below average, but surpassing the $4.40.
Gas prices impact everything.
Sarkis Javorkin owns 525 Pizza in Fresno. He says on average, they're doing about 20 pizza deliveries a week. He's hopeful he won't have to make any price adjustments to his delivery costs as gas prices go up.
Thank you. If it goes up anymore, I might need to eventually, but I also have to consider keeping it affordable for our customers.
Javorkin says the increases in gas prices can end up having a direct impact on his customers.
At the same time, it's hard to bring the cost up to the consumers because then you lose customers. It's a struggle, but we have to make it work.
He adds that many of his distributors' prices have also gone up, and he's having to adjust.
Their prices is going up as well, and understandably so. And they make up for the gas prices and everything else.
But hopes to keep delivery costs low so that his customers won't have to pay the price.
The gas prices going up, I mean, we have to raise those prices to account for that loss, basically.
And you can see here that the last person that filled up spent close to $50 for just $10 gallons of gas. Those prices definitely making their rounds here in Fresno. Reporting live in Fresno, Karen Alvarez, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Karen, thank you. We want to turn our attention to sports now. The Fresno State football team cruising to victory on Senior Day, keeping their Mountain West title hopes alive and well.
With more on Saturday's win and what's next for the Dogs, let's welcome in Sports Central's Scott Bemis. Hey, Scott.
Hey guys, yeah, it was an emotional and successful Saturday for the Bulldog football team. There were some tears before the game as the program honored those seniors, including star running back Ronnie Rivers. But once the game got going, it was all Fresno State. The Bulldogs thoroughly dominating the 3-win Lobos on both sides of the ball. The defense offense, while on offense, Jake Hayner was very efficient, throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. With the win, the Dogs are still very much alive in the conference race at 5-2. And at 8-3 overall, it's been a nice bounce-back season after going only 7-11 over the last 2 years.
The offseason just really gave me a lot of belief, and as well as the guys, that we'd have a successful season. And there's certainly some disappointments, but you know, the consistency, I think, at a higher level, winning football games is got the guys energized.
Now, the Dogs are off this week, but they'll be watching closely what San Diego State does this weekend, because assuming the Bulldogs get a win in their regular season finale at San Jose State on Thanksgiving Day, the Dogs will need the Aztecs to lose one more game in order to capture the West Division title. The Aztecs are at UNLV this Friday, then host Boise State in Carson on the Friday after Thanksgiving. The Dogs own the tiebreaker over the Aztecs after beating them a few weeks back. UNLV's only 2-8 overall, but they have won 2 straight games. Boise might be the hottest team in the league right now, so there's at least a decent chance here that the Aztecs lose a game, but Fresno State fans might have to be rooting for Boise State. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Scott. A Tulare County Sheriff's deputy is in the hospital today after a possible exposure to fentanyl. The sheriff's office responded to a call in Farmersville about 2:30 today. They found a white substance during a warrant search. One officer did show signs of being exposed to fentanyl. He was taken to a local hospital for further evaluation. And one man is in the hospital following a stabbing in Fresno this morning. Officers were called to First and McKinley shortly after 10 a.m. They found the stabbing victim, and they found the suspect nearby. They were able to detain him, but investigators are looking for more witnesses or surveillance footage.
New at 5, one of President Biden's major agenda items becoming reality today. The $1.2 trillion infrastructure package will invest in everything from America's roads and bridges to broadband. Our Alexandra Limon joining us live in Washington tonight with more on today's signing and what comes next. Alexandra, good evening.
Hi there, good evening. Well, the Biden administration was certainly celebrating today, saying that this package will not only modernize the nation's infrastructure, but it will also create 1.5 million jobs a year for the next decade.
On Monday, President Joe Biden signed his landmark $1.2 trillion infrastructure package into law.
I ran for president believing it was time to rebuild the backbone of this nation, which I characterize as working people in the middle class. This law delivers on that long overdue promise, in my view. It creates better jobs.
The bipartisan legislation is the largest investment the country has made in infrastructure in decades.
Proof that despite the cynics, Democrats and Republicans can come together and deliver results.
So we always need help with roads and bridges, and that'll be most welcome. But we also love what we see in this package for public transit.
The legislation dedicates $110 billion to repair crumbling roads and bridges.
Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley says the Brent Spence Bridge is a prime example.
That connects Ohio to Kentucky. It is closed half the time because it is so dangerous to get across.
And there are projects as important as these in every state across the country.
The package provides $39 billion for public transit and $66 billion for rail, which is expected to lead to the largest expansion in Amtrak's history. Tens of billions are also dedicated to expanding broadband internet access and replacing lead-leaching pipes around the nation.
And this package also invests $7.5 billion in a network of electric car charging stations around the country. But President Joe Biden says he wants to invest a lot more money than that in green and clean energy in his next proposal, the Build Back Better plan. Live in Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Alexandra, thank you. Still to come here at 5 o'clock, the man in charge of the state's fire department stepping down.
What CAL FIRE's chief is planning to do next.
Your weather headlines for tonight. The fog will be returning tonight with some clouds overhead, too. Now, you can expect some clearing tomorrow afternoon, and temperatures should be getting a little bit closer to normal. And your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. That will stay in the low range for the remainder of the week. Elm and juniper, the predominant pollens. I'll have your complete forecast as Ksee 24 News continues.
There's only one certified most accurate weather team.
A couple of days, but a cool down is definitely coming our way.
Certified by Weather Rate, an independent agency rating every forecast every day.
Tonight, you can see it popping up on our radar already.
For 8 years, AJ Fox and your local weather authority is certified most accurate. Don't trust just any source for local weather. Trust us, because accuracy matters. The only certified accurate team, Central California's most accurate forecast, every day on Ksee 24.
Nearly a dozen hours after the eye roared ashore. There is some late-breaking news.
All right, it just is. Do you need prints from your photos? If you do, order online at your convenience and pick them up at Horn Photo. Ordering is easy from your phone or PC, and pictures are the perfect gift. Wallet size, 4x6s, or even big prints for your wall. Our lab at Horn Photo is ready to print your order now. For 84 years, Horn Photo has been printing pictures in Fresno. Horn Photo in the Villaggio at Blackstone and East. Got the picture?
I was the only male boxer on the team that got vaccinated. I was also the only male boxer to go to the meeting with the doctor and the athletic trainer. I was really apprehensive at first, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys. But I got informed and I made an educated decision to get the vaccine. And that's all I'm asking people to do. I'm not one that's gonna say you have to take the vaccine. I'm just saying get informed about it. You know, learn about it a little bit from people that actually know what they're talking about.
Richie Gamblé here, and it's time to go off-roading for cash and prizes at the Tachi Palace during our 240K truckload of win cash prize, or be the lucky winner who gets their truck on in a brand new 2021 Toyota truck. And trust me, this baby can carry loads of cash. See the Premier Club for complete details. Be there for the 240K truckload of winning giveaway, only at the Tachi Palace Casino Resort in Lemoore.
The Black Friday mattress sale is on at Sleepmore. Inside, more furniture for less.
Save up to $800 on adjustable mattress sets from Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster.
Our top-of-the-line mattress brands are on sale. And right now, you can take until December 2027 to pay.
That's 2027 interest-free financing on Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster.
Upgrade your sleep just in time for the holidays during the Black Friday mattress sale, going on now at Sleepmore.
The Solar Forecast is sponsored by Renewable Solar. Exceptional people, exceptional performance. Now, AMS certified Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox with your local weather authority forecast.
Well, visibility, that's still the big issue across the valley, even though we are out of the danger zone. We don't have our dense fog advisory anymore. But the visibility outside right now is still relatively low. We're at 3 miles in Fresno, 1.75 miles in Visalia, exactly 1 mile in Porterville and Lemoore, 3 miles also in Hanford, 2.5 in Madera, 3 miles in Merced. And so in between towns, that visibility could drop pretty easily. If we take a look at our Valley Cam Power by 813 properties, what it shows outside from our current Ksee 24 studios, look is like we can't even hardly see the downtown area still. You can see a couple of lights there. Now we're starting to see the clouds roll in. Well, that's a little bit different for us. We'll get to that in a moment. 64 was our high today. Normal is 65. Our morning low 54. Normal is considered 46. Looking outside right now, we're at 61 in Fresno, 57 in Hanford, Lemoore, Visalia, Porterville, 55 in Madera, and 58 right now in Merced. Live radar, no big surprise. That's pretty clear. However, there's been a little bit of an increase in clouds. This is our visible satellite. This is only during daylight hours, so it goes from 8 until 4. Notice that we had this big area of fog this morning, and that started to clear out with some of the clouds starting to roll in. If we widen that view, there's a relatively weak cold front. It's starting to move into Northern California, showing up with some rain showers, and according to Futurecast, this whole thing is going to be pushing further south over the next several hours. Tonight and into tomorrow, we'll end up seeing some clearing skies. The good news about that is it sort of churns up the atmosphere, and that is going to make it a little less likely to see that widespread dense fog. Now, we can't rule out fog whatsoever. Temperatures are a little bit on the cold side for that, so we're going to be looking out for it. But so far, no dense fog advisory. And our air quality, that should improve, mainly moderate, although good air quality in Kings and also Merced counties. Tonight, overnight lows expect a 47 in Pixley, 49 in Tulare and Porterville, Visalia, Selma, 50 in Huron and San Joaquin, 51 in Madera, another 50 for Firebaugh, 51 in Chowchilla, Merced 52, and 50 exactly for Los Banos. High temperature for tomorrow. Dos Palos, 68 to 65 in Chowchilla, 67 in Oakhurst, San Joaquin, 68, 65 in Selma and Squaw Valley, Corcoran, 65, 67 in Visalia, Tulare, Pixley, Delano, 66, 69 expected in Porterville. Your renewable solar forecast. Well, in the days ahead, we are going to see a little bit better clearing skies for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then clouds coming back for Thursday. And so only Wednesday do we expect a meters running backwards kind of day. Tonight, you can expect areas of fog to come back, otherwise some clouds. 52 will be the overnight low. Northwest wind, 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Patchy morning fog lifting, and we'll see some clearing. That should allow us to at least get a little bit warmer. Finally, 68 degrees would be above normal. First one in a while. 68 again on Wednesday. Same deal. Patchy morning fog and then some clearing in the afternoon. We'll have increasing clouds on Thursday and Friday, and notice the temperatures dropping and down into the lower 60s on Saturday. We'll recover a little bit into the early days of next week, but keep an eye on those morning low temperatures too. Mid 40s, definitely cooler, and one of the reasons why they're cooler is going to be the air is drier, and so less chance at fog coming our way. Your regional forecasts are available on our website at yourcentralvalley.com, so please go check them out there. But watch out for fog, at least for now.
Okay.
No dense fog advisory. If visibility stays where it's at, it's not super dangerous, but it's just kind of low out there.
All right.
All right, thanks, AJ.
We'll be right back.
In agribusiness, one of the biggest expenses in your operation is electricity. The utilities will only continue to make business more costly to operate. Isn't it time you took your power back? With renewable solar, it's more than just about saving money. It's about making your life better. Because you've worked hard for what you've earned. Let us work hard to help you keep it. Renewable solar. Exceptional people, exceptional performance.
It's time to feel good again.
Take a short vacation to a blissful destination called relaxation. Your escape is as close as your nearest Hand and Stone spa. Undo your stress with a massage or facial. 1 hour staycation packages from $79.95.
It's time to feel good again. At Hand and Stone.
We'll have friends come visit us from out of town, and that's what we have to have them taste. That's like a staple for the Central Valley.
We suggest that you have Me and Ed's as often as we do because clearly it's working for us. 10 years.
Because for every moment, there's a Me and Ed's.
You're between jobs. That's why local and easy local to you. Cost or no cost to you.
Calviva Health. See if you qualify.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by HR Mobile Services. This is Ksee 24 News at 5.
Well, Amazon has agreed to pay $500,000 to better enforce state consumer protection laws when it comes to COVID safety. California's Attorney General says the company concealed COVID-19 case numbers from its workers and state authorities. Amazon must now notify its thousands of warehouse workers within a day of any new COVID cases and the exact number of cases in their workplace. California's top fire official stepping down.
Cal Fire Chief Tom Porter announced that he's retiring December 10th. He's going to be moving to San Diego. Porter says his move is to focus on family, aging parents, and himself. But it comes after the chief took the blame for Governor Newsom's administration overstating forest management work it had promised. In a statement, Governor Newsom thanked Porter for his 2 decades of service. Coming up at 5, turning a tragedy into something positive.
We're going to tell you more about a new partnership making a difference to Fresno County kids. Up next.
Paul Mitchell, the school Fresno, is proud to be helping future professionals follow their dreams and reach great goals. We can help you pursue your career in cosmetology or barbering, and financial aid is available to those who qualify. Come make it happen now at Paul Mitchell, the school Fresno.
If you are eligible for Medicare, open enrollment is now available and Sante is here to help. Sante Physicians is the largest healthcare network with more providers, resources, and locations than any other network in the Valley. It only takes a few minutes to sign up for Medicare and choose your Sante doctor. Sante is taking all proper precautions to protect their patients and staff. So put your mind at ease and act now by visiting santehealth.net. Sante Physicians.
Invert your thinking with a free upgrade to the IQ8 microinverter, the world's only microinverter that provides instant energy backup during a power outage from Semper Solaris, your local veteran-owned solar and battery storage contractor. Here's veteran, founder and owner, Kelly Shawhan.
In the military, when you give your word, it just is your word. Work hard and keep your word. That's what we do every single day.
Heard about Semper Solaris and found out that they were veterans, so I knew they were going to do the job right.
Add Tesla Powerwall and be ready for blackouts. We get the job done with esprit de corps and honor. Semper Solaris offers new heating and air conditioning systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. We hire vets and give back to the community with our Semper Cares initiative. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris. 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2023. Get the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. $500 downloadable coupon. $500 off for military first responders and healthcare workers. Call now or visit sempersolaris.com.
Skin aesthetics is basically improving your skin barrier, improving its skin tone, improving your skin laxity. So I brought in some of the latest technology, and I want to offer that to the Central Valley.
The family making a tragic loss, a Fresno family making it their mission to bring joy to others.
In tonight's Education Matters, Juanita Stevenson reports how a partnership with the Office of the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools is helping young children.
Her name is Amila Ray. She was born November of 2017. Her time on this earth was short, but her mother says she brought so much joy.
She was a total mama's girl. She was really attached to me as I was to her, I think because I knew she was going to be my final baby in my mind.
At the age of 5 months, Amila passed away from SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome.
When she passed, I was so angry. I was so confused. I was really grief-stricken, and I hated that energy. I hated that energy for my husband, for my children, and for myself. I hated that feeling of just despair.
Linda Barreto and her family channeled that grief into something good, starting the Amila Ray Foundation. Its mission? To share joy by providing support and resources to children and families.
You want to do the pumpkin? Yeah? Okay. Thank you.
There was lots of joy at this Books and Blankets event for kids in Mendota. The foundation partnered with the Office of the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools Migrant Education Program.
Any opportunity that we get to participate in any community event, our instinct and our automatic response is let's help out, let's be a part of it, especially if it's for kids.
The foundation, with the help of donations from individuals and companies, was able to collect hundreds of books and blankets. The Migrant Education Department helped with organizing and outreach to rural communities.
Many kids have been isolated or in the home for a long time, so reading or having a book to read is very, very helpful. Opens their mind and keeps them thinking.
Barreto says the books and blankets are to encourage parents to read with their children. She says that's what she would be doing with Amila.
But it's just so special to me to see the smile in their faces and their faces light up in their joy, because I imagine that that's what she and I would be doing.
Barreto is already thinking about next year's event and would like to partner with Migrant Education again. She says her projects are always guided by Amila.
We're thinking maybe when she's 5, we'll do backpacks, and maybe when she's 10, we'll do soccer scholarships or things like that, and to just bring and infuse joy into the community without expecting anything in return.
For Education Matters, I'm Juanita Stevenson, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
And to find out more about the Amila Ray Foundation, go to amilaray.org.
Still to come here at 5, the power of hydrogen.
Why one car company is taking alternative fuels to the racetrack. up next.
Minutes away when we join our viewers in the West as a winter holiday surge develops, how outbreaks are now jeopardizing non-COVID patients. Also, is your cell phone or other important device about to become obsolete? Why companies will soon pull the plug on 3G when we see you back here tonight.
I'm happy for you, John.
I am so happy for me too.
That was phenomenal.
How can I support you?
Joe, there's something I need to tell you.
Anything.
Fires and natural disasters have devastated our national forests. That's why we're replanting millions of new trees coast to coast. Visit arborday.org. See how you can help.
Well, this is our new home until the mortgage company that you chose gets the loan closed.
I should have called Country Club Mortgage.
With offices in the Central Valley, your loan will be done quicker and done right. Apply online or call today. Country Club Mortgage.
To the weekend warriors. To those who reach for their goals. The road to greatness sometimes has its bumps that can take you out of the game. Get back in the game with Green Sports Medicine. From IV therapy to joint injections to cryotherapy. Make it to the end zone and get back in the game with Green Sports Medicine.
Keep your eyes on the Monster Angus Thick Burger. The 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of bacon on the top and bottom. Keep your eyes on the 1/3 pound Angus beef patty. Doubled. You'll forget all your responsibilities. The Monster is your daddy now. The Monster Angus Thick Burger at Carl's Jr. Good luck getting it off your mind. Feed your happy.
I'm Mike Osborne with OsborneHomes.com, and I want to buy your house. I'll make you an as-is cash offer on your house within 24 hours. Whether it's a total fixer-upper or in perfect condition, Osborne your house. When you sell your house to OsborneHomes.com, there's no fees, no commissions, no banks, and no repairs. Just go to OsborneHomes.com for a free, no obligation cash offer 24 hours a day. That's OsborneHomes.com. I'm so glad we called Country Club Mortgage.
Honey, we're home.
With offices in the Central Valley, your loan will be done quicker and done right. Apply online or call 559-636-3333 today. Country Club Mortgage.
KC 24 News is brought to you in part by Barbecue Bob. This is KC 24 News at 5.
Well, finally, we want to take you to Japan. Car manufacturer Toyota taking to the racetrack to show off the hydrogen-powered vehicle. Toyota's chief executive was driving a Corolla with an engine converted to run on hydrogen. Toyota is keen to highlight hydrogen vehicles as it would cause less worker disruption than a full switch to electric cars. Converting standard gas-driven engines could allow them to continue to run in a carbon-free world. So how about that?
Yeah, even that's changing.
One of the cool things is that the byproduct is water.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, it's a cool little concept.
Non-polluting.
Right,
Nobody wants to go
really flammable, though. I mean, that's the way hydrogen works, but so it's kind of dangerous in that respect. But
so is that fog, but
not as bad out there right now, and no dense fog advisory for tomorrow. We'll see how it plays out, and then we'll see some clouds coming through. There will be areas of dense fog, and it's just whether or not it's going to reach the criteria of getting a dense fog advisory. We'll have to wait and see. Clouds coming our way towards the weekend, and temperatures staying in the mid-60s, which is close to normal for
But cold at night.
Yeah.
All
definitely.
right. That does it for us. We'll see you at 6.
Family fitter, bath fitter, schedule fitter, bath fitter, style fitter, bath fitter, you fitter,
Bathfitter. We install beautiful tubs that fit perfectly over your old one with no mess or demo. Get the bath you want in a day with quality that lasts a lifetime. It just fits. Bathfitter. Call now or visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Doubt says you can't. You won't. Today is not your...
You got this.
Confidence. That's what we want every AAA member to feel.
I don't care what they say on cable news. Identifying as a Republican doesn't make you a racist any more than voting Democrat makes you a communist. On certain issues, one side may be right. On others, the opposing party may have the better argument. And sometimes right just lands somewhere in between. Here on News Nation, it'll be facts, evidence, and a dose of transparent opinion. No dogma, no overblown insults.
Dan Abrams Live, weeknights at 8, 7 Central on News Nation.
Disaster and damage can strike anytime. It's good to know the professionals at ServPro of Clovis have the training and equipment to get your life back on the right track. Whether it's water, fire, or storm damage, restoration and cleaning. Count on ServPro.